Hi everyone, this is Professor Veerappa Chikkagowda. Welcome all for my video lecture series. In the previous video, we discussed about 8051 timer mode 1 programming. In this video, let us learn about 8051 timer mode 2 programming to generate a delay. So let us see the objectives of this particular mode 2 operation, that is following are the characteristics and operations of mode 2. So it is a 8-bit timer. Mode 2 is a 8-bit timer. Therefore, it allows only values of 002 FFH to load into a timer's register TH. So the initial value, whatever you are going to load into TH, that is going to achieve a total 256 counts in this mode of operation. So after TH is loaded with a 8-bit value, 8051 means it will copy the value into TL register. That is very important. So in mode 2, we need to understand whatever the value you are going to load into TH, a copy of that is loaded into TL, and TL will start counting the values, not the TH. That we need to understand. So once a value is loaded into a TH, so it will copy to TL, then start the timer. So this timer, we can start using two instructions, that is set a bit TR0 for the timer 0, set bit TR1 for the timer 1. After the timer is started, it starts to count up by incrementing the TL. So here you need to note down the TL will increment the values. So it counts up until it reaches its limit of FFH. When it rolls over from FFH to 00H, it sets a high value on TF flag. So TF flag will be raised to 1, indicating a rollover from the timer. So once this is done, next thing is in the fourth step, what we need to understand is TL register rolls over from FF to 0, TF is set to 1. So TL is means reloaded automatically with the original value kept by the TH register. This is very important. That's why we call it as a auto reload mode. So to repeat the process, we must clear the timer flag register and let it go without any need for the program to reload the original value. So this we need to do after rollover. So to repeat the steps or to create any square wave. So if you want to repeat the same delay using the mode 2 delay generation. So this makes mode 2 an auto reload in contrast with the mode 1, in which a program has to reload the TH and TL values. So in that case, we need to go back, or you need to bring a control to a reload instruction. So here no need to reload a value. By default, whatever the initial value you are loaded into TH will be loaded into TL. By default, if you make TF as 0, it will repeat the step again. So again, you will be continuing the means the timer delay generation. So this pictorial representation shows you how exactly you are going to calculate the means the timer frequency, and how a value from TH is copied into TL. Once it goes to overflow, means overflow is done, then how it will be reloaded. That is shown in this. So this is very important. Crystal oscillator and C/T bar value should be 0 for the timer. Okay, that is very important. So T mod register, in that this particular field should be made 0. So it will be divided by 12 in order to generate a timer frequency. So you will be getting a timer frequency here. In that TR register is important. So if you set this, that is applied to the register. So register with this frequency, it is going to count every rising edge of the clock. So it is counting up a digit. So TL will be incrementing when TL rolls over. Okay, TF flag will be set. At the same time, the TH value, whatever you loaded initially, again it is copied into TL. So this procedure repeats. So that we call it is a 8-bit auto reload mode. So let us see the means to generate a delay, time delay. So what are the steps we need to understand? Means if you are writing any square wave or a pulse with a desired delay. So how we need to write assembly language code. So these are the steps we need to follow in order to write the assembly code. So first thing is we need to load the TMOD value register, indicating which timer you are using, either timer 0 or timer 1 is to be loaded. And timer mode should be mode 2 is selected, means in the mode 2 is selected. So for that either you will be having a 02 or 20 value. If it is a 02, it is timer 0 mode 2. If it is 2-0, then it is a timer 1 mode 2. So that we need to understand tmod register configuration. Then once tmod is configured, then second step is load the th register value. That is the initial count value we need to load. So this we need to calculate. Okay, what is the initial value we need to load to get a desired delay? So that is important. So next, once th is loaded, then start the timer. Then keep monitoring the timer flag with JNB, jump if not bit, TF register, means TF bit, and target is a label. We will be putting one label to monitor this. Once TF is set, this instruction become false, and it will come out of the loop. So this is for monitoring the TF, whether it goes high or not. So next step is once one timer is rolls over, again we need to clear the timer flag for repeating the same procedure. So again go back to step 4. Since mode 2 is auto reload, again it will be monitoring. So this is how we need to understand the steps involved in writing the assembly code. So before that, again we need to understand how to calculate the value to be loaded into th register. For example, I want to generate a 100 microsecond delay using a crystal oscillator. So here let us assume a crystal oscillator frequency is 11.0592 megahertz. So you know that how to convert that into a timer frequency and a timer period. So with this frequency, we are going to get 1.085 microsecond as a timer time period. So here I want the means to calculate the th value for 100 microsecond delay. So for 100 microsecond delay, so what we need to do, so we need to divide this by 1.085 microseconds, so that I am going to get the count, number of counts. So this count into 1.085 microsecond, that is timer time period. So you are going to get this desired delay. So in this case, the first step, whatever the desired delay is there, that divided by the time period, you are going to get the means the number of count in a decimal or hexadecimal. So next step is if it is a mode 2, you know that maximum count is 256. Subtract means 92 from this 256, you are going to get 164. So this actually we need to convert into hexadecimal in order to load into th value. So where YY in the is the initial X value. Means if you convert 164 into hexadecimal, that we call it is a YY. So to be loaded into the timer register, that is 164. If you convert into hexadecimal, it will be a A4. That we call it is a YY. That value you need to load into TH. So A4H should be loaded into TH. So if you load this A4 into TH, so it is going to have 92 counts. 92 into 1.085 microsecond is going to generate 100 microsecond. So it is very simple. So whatever the delay you are going to generate, so you need to know the timer time period. That if you divide, you are going to get the number of counts. That you convert into a, subtract from the 256. Then whatever the value you will get, that you convert into a hexadecimal and load in TH. That's it. So let us take one example here, how to generate a square wave with a 50% duty cycle. In that 50% duty cycle, T on or T off, that is a pulse duration. It is asked in the problem statement is 100 microseconds. Just now we calculated to means to generate a time delay of 100 microseconds. The TH value will be A4H. So let us see the step by step how we can write assembly code for generating this square wave with a 50% duty cycle. So the first instruction would be origin 00H, then tmod register value. So we have selected mode 2 here, mode 2 timer 0. So the value will become 02. That should be loaded into a tmod register. Then we calculated in the previous slide for generating a time delay of 100 microsecond. This is our initial value. It should be loaded into a TH0. We are using timer 0, so subscript 0 here. So once this is loaded, third step is start the timer. So we need to write the instruction set bit TR0. Then we need to monitor this, whether this timer rolls or not. So in this particular instruction, so you are monitoring the TF, whether it is raised or not. So continuously it will be executing this till it counts 92. 92 counts you are getting through this timer. Then it will come out of this loop. So when you come out of this loop, in order to generate a square wave, you need to complement this particular bit on the pin port pin 1.5. So so that you are going to generate a square wave. So clear the TF. Again, we need to repeat the same to generate the square wave. Then HM, go back to here again after clearing TF0. So set bit means the timer will be started. We are not making this clear, so it will be set always. So whenever it rolls over, again it will run. So we call it as a auto reload mode. So SGM, then end we can write. So this is how we can write assembly code for generating a square wave using mode 2 operation. So let us see this code simulation, means how exactly this code is going to generate a square wave using means your Keel software. So we'll open Keel software here in this Microvision version 5. So I have loaded already this same code to generate the square wave with a 50% duty cycle, and the pulse duration is 100 microseconds. So total for T on and T off, it will become 200 microsecond. That if you take a reciprocal of that, it is going to generate means 10 kilohertz frequency. That we need to understand. So this is a code I have just loaded into a Microvision software. So I'll save this and I'll check the syntax errors. Any syntax errors are there. So it is giving 0 errors, 0 warnings here. So perfectly this code is written without any errors. So build this and let us debug the code to generate means to view the square wave. So you can choose this logic analyzer. If you want to see the pin toggling of the port pin 1 also, you can choose this, and you can observe pin 1.5 should be toggling every rising edge of the timer clock frequency. That we can observe here. So let us run this code and we can see the square wave is generated. So I think all of you can see this square wave is generated. You can put in auto mode so you can see a little bit means increased amplitude. So here you can adjust this to 50 microsecond. I'll adjust so that it will be easy for you to see this. One grid is 50 microsecond. I'll stop this code. So you can observe here high pulse or the low pulse is occupying almost two grids. So it is 100 microsecond. Otherwise you can take the cursor here, put the cursor over here, and you can put the cursor at the other end of the pulse. So you can observe here it is showing 0.1 microsecond, 0.1 microsecond, and 9804.26, almost 10 kilohertz frequency. So this is what we need to understand. See here exactly if you put on the waveform, so you are going to get 99.8 microseconds. So you have generated 100 microsecond square wave using mode 2 operation. So thank you all for watching this video.